In the final days of his seclusion in Medina, Shaykh Nazim began hearing a massive cry outside his room. And when his teacher finally revealed who was crying, the answer shocked everyone.
It is Iblis and his soldiers.
Inside a dark room in Madinah, after months of seclusion, Shaykh Nazim al Haqqani claimed he witnessed visions so overwhelming that they blurred the line between the earthly and the unseen world. Saints appeared. Angels were described as being created from flowing water. And according to the narration, even Satan himself began to cry. What did Shaykh Nazim see inside his teacher's heart? And why would Iblis announce defeat over two human beings? The year-long seclusion was nearing its end. The tiny room remained dark except for candlelight. Outside, ordinary life continued in Medina. But inside, Shaykh Nazim felt reality itself shifting around him. Every prayer, every silence, every breath seemed connected to another world. After Grandshaykh Abdullah told him to look, Shaykh Nazim focused on his teacher's heart. Suddenly, an enormous unveiling occurred. Before him appeared Shaykh Abdul Khalik al-Gudwani, one of the great masters of the Naqshbandi tradition. And he spoke directly to Shaykh Nazim.
Your Shaykh is unique. No one like him has ever come before.
Then, according to the narration, Shaykh Abdul Khalik guided them to another place entirely. There stood a massive rock. He struck it. Instantly, an overwhelming stream of water burst forth. Shaykh Abdul Khalik explained that the water would continue flowing until the Day of Judgment. Then came the astonishing revelation. He said God was creating an angel from every single drop of that water. Every angel would praise God until the end of time. And each angel required a unique name. A responsibility placed upon Shaykh Abdul Khalik al-Gudwani himself. For Shaykh Nazim, the vision was overwhelming. But even stranger moments were still ahead. On the final days of the seclusion, Shaykh Nazim suddenly heard crying outside the room. Not ordinary crying. One enormous voice, surrounded by countless smaller voices. Hours passed. The cries continued without stopping. But Shaykh Nazim had no permission to leave the room. Finally, Grandshaykh Abdullah looked at him and asked,
Do you know who is crying?
Shaykh Nazim replied respectfully,
You know better, my Shaykh.
Then came the shocking answer.
It is Iblis and his soldiers.
Why? Because Satan had announced that two people on earth had escaped their control. Then Shaykh Nazim witnessed another vision. A heavenly chain surrounding himself and his teacher, preventing dark forces from reaching them. At its core, this story is not simply about miracles or mystical visions. It is about spiritual struggle, mastery over the ego, freedom from distraction, freedom from desire. The story presents a powerful idea. That true transformation begins when a person stops being controlled by the impulses that dominate ordinary life. Whether understood literally or symbolically, the message remains timeless. Discipline changes people. Silence changes people. Devotion changes people. Today, many people feel trapped. By addiction. By fear. By endless distraction. By the pressure of modern life. But the image at the center of this story is unforgettable. two human beings in a tiny room, trying to purify the heart completely. Not chasing wealth, not chasing fame, only seeking closeness to the divine. And maybe that raises a deeper question. What chains control us today? And what would it take to finally break free? At the very end of the seclusion, Grandshaykh Abdullah placed his hand on Shaykh Nazim's heart. Then came the final vision. According to Shaykh Nazim, he saw 124,000 prophets, 124,000 companions, thousands of saints and spiritual masters, all welcoming him, all pouring divine knowledge into his heart. The year-long retreat was over. The door would open. The sunlight would return. But Shaykh Nazim would never again be the same person who entered that room. And perhaps that is the true meaning of every spiritual journey, not escaping the world, but transforming the heart before returning to it.
The door would open, the sunlight would return, but Shaykh Nazim would never again be the same man who entered that room, because the deepest spiritual journey is not about leaving the world behind, but returning to it with a heart forever changed.